Your host is here for the show tonight to interview our special guest. Show highlight the Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show.
Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful episode of the Alford Sports Talk Show. I'm Alan, and today we got something fantastic for you. That is right. We have a special show for you tonight. Something that you're not going to forget. This is what it is here on the Alford Sports Talk Show. Appreciate you all joining us here on the Alford Sports Talk Show. The live chat is available. Appreciate you tremendously. So let's dive into this. This is something that we typically haven't done on this show in an awfully long time. And that is, we're starting off the show discussing boxing. So typically with my boxing fans, I usually save that to the end of the show. But today, we're starting off the show talking boxing. That is right. If you haven't seen it, please go ahead after the show, go right to Instagram and go ahead and type in, let me make sure, Terence Bud Crawford. You can find him, blue check mark and all, 2.7 million Instagram followers. You will see the rant. You can get an idea. Let me help you out. Let me go ahead and show you what it should look like. Something like this is the post you're going to go to, and you're going to check it out. In this rant, Terence Bud Crawford, see right there, he goes on and discusses the sanctioning fees. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit of backstory on the sanctioning fees. Okay. The sanctioning fees, and let me just go ahead and just mention, hey, props to Quasar Raza, all the way from Pakistan, joining us here on the Alford Sports Talk Show. Tremendously appreciate you. Thank you so much for the reaction. Saw that. Appreciate you, all the way from Pakistan. So, Terence Bud Crawford goes on and discusses sanctioning fees. He didn't feel that he has to pay these sanctioning fees. His words, they should be paying him, talking about the WBC. And he goes on this rant in his car, discussing the fact that he had to pay $300,000, which he refused to pay. And this fee was something that was negotiated before the Canelo fight. So this was a fee that wasn't a surprise. It wasn't something that just jumped on him. He knew about this. He had to agree to it before the fight. Make a long story short, fight's over. He wins. And the WBC, just the WBC in this case, that's the only sanctioning body he had any, qualms with. And he said he's not going to pay. You have to watch the whole rant. And he went into, it's not fair that you have to pay this for boxers. It's not cool. And they should be paying him. You have to see the rant yourself. We're starting off about this rant here on the Alford Sports Talk Show. And it caught my attention. So I was like, okay, all right. Well, you know what? we're going to learn about the sanctioning fees. And before I make any comments on anything online, let me check and investigate and hear the whole story. That's his version. Let me get the whole story. Now, before I go any further, let me just say and mention a couple things, couple of little tidbits of information and disclaimers as you may. First and foremost, myself, Alan Alford, Alan Alford Sports Talk Show, has had the privilege in interviewing, I would say at this point, approximately about 50 boxers. I've been doing this show for quite some while, and I've done over 500 interviews. So, and that's not to kind of like boast or anything, because I'm not a boastful guy, but I just definitely do think you should know these details. Not only that, to go a step further, I've covered boxing for quite some time. And this is the first time I actually dug deep into sanctioning fees. Okay. Now, and that's all prompted by his rant. I do want to go ahead and also mention, before we go any further, congratulations to Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver is one of the men I have interviewed, and we are friends. So props to Antonio Tarver. Appreciate him and his well-deserved, Nigel Ben, Triple G, congratulate to them as well, and Antonio Tarver, all three for being inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Yay! Boxing Hall of Fame. So let me go ahead and say that. And let me just show this to you as well. So Antonio Tarver, the champ, appreciate you. Congratulations. Well-deserved, well-earned. Wear that honor with pride. Wear it with pride. Really want you to get your props. Congratulations, Antonio, the champ Tarver. Really appreciate him. And let me go ahead and show this to you too. Good morning, Alan. Have a nice day. Pakistan time is 7:45. Cool morning. Awesome. Quasar Raza. Here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show, we appreciate everybody, but we appreciate you even more if you're all over Pakistan. And let me just respond to this, and I'll continue on discussing our topic here. Let me just go ahead and just mention that. Always a pleasure. Man, Quasar Raza. Always a pleasure. Yes, always a pleasure. Outstanding. So let me just go ahead and say thank you so much, Quasar Raza, all the way from Pakistan, joining us here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. And congratulations again to the one and only Antonio Tarver. Awesome achievement. Awesome. So let me continue on discussing these sanctioning fees. Let me just take that off for a second there. So I'm going to continue on with these sanctioning fees. Okay. So he goes on, talks about the fact that it's unfair. So I checked into this, did some research, and I learned about the WBC. I learned about sanctioning fees. I learned about his issues as far as this topic is concerned, and I came to a conclusion. Before I get into the conclusion, let me go into some of the facts that I've discovered while go ahead and discussing this. So $300,000 was the dispute. Out of the $300,000, now $300,000, first and foremost, sounds like a lot of money to most people. Okay, $300,000, you got to pay for that for fees? Well, not so fast, folks. Not so fast. $300,000 is all relative to the amount of money you are making. So, to break these numbers down, let me show you this right here. Okay. Actually, let me go ahead and discuss this first, and then I'll go ahead and show you that. Let me just explain this to you, okay? All right. When it comes to sanctioning fees, this is something you have to agree to prior to the fight. In order for you to get a fight, which the person who he's disputing this with, who is now running the WBC, is Mauricio Salomon. Okay. Mauricio said that it was $300,000. That was the fee. Usually it's a 3% fee, but they reduced it down to, 0.6%, and it was $300,000 instead of the standard 3%. Okay. Now, the reason why that's important is because they reduced it to 0.6% because it was going to be a mega fight, and it was around $300,000. Out of the $300,000, okay, $225,000 of it was going to go to a boxing fund, the Jose Salaman Boxers Fund. And the other $75,000 was for administrative costs. Okay. That's how the money was supposed to be broken down out of the 300,000. So out of 300,000, 225 goes to the Jose Salaman Fund, and 75,000 is for administrative costs. Okay. So I was like, okay, guy like myself who does a lot of charitable work, that's really nice that they have this Jose Salaman Fund. What he said, just giving a brief description, is that it gives help to boxers who are retired and in need. He made it very short and simple. Well, I said, okay, that sounds like a noble thing. Let me check into that. Let me check into this Jose Salaman Fund. And this is what I discovered. The Jose Salaman Boxers Fund, run by the WBC and the Nevada Community Foundation, helps numerous boxers globally facing hardships, with specific beneficiaries, including Swedish former champion Frida Wahlberg for brain injury recovery, and Nicaraguan fighter Miguel Angel Perez, plus general aid for fighters like Iron Barkley battling cancer, supplementing hundreds with medical, living, and housing costs. So I was like, wow, this is outstanding. See, I and you as a boxing fan and several other boxers that I've interviewed, as I mentioned, I've interviewed at least about 50 now, they can give you a laundry list of negativity and negative things about the boxing arena. You don't have to be a big fan. You could be a casual fan, a slight fan, and you can tell me a bunch of negative things about boxing. Well, this Jose Salaman Fund is one of the bright gold stars about it. You have a fund that will help out boxers that are retired and boxers who also, they didn't mention this, they mentioned just retired, but it also, if you are a boxer who's coming up and you need some financial help, they will also give you grants. This is a gold star for boxing. It's phenomenal that they're doing this. So I said, wow, that's fantastic. Well, I mean, you already helped out these boxers. Let me see more. Okay. And look at this. Frida Wahlberg, Miguel Angel Perez got financial support for illness and personal needs. Iron Barkley received help while battling cancer. And the bottom line, hundreds of others. The fund assists fighters from many countries, including Nicaragua, Argentina, Thailand, China, Colombia, Spain, the Philippines, and my mother's from the Philippines. Mexico, and the USA, continuing the legacy of former boxer WBC president Don Jose Salaman. It's helping hundreds of boxers. So you had to pay $225,000 out of $300,000 to this fund that is nothing but positive. Nothing but positive. Okay? This is paying it forward. Okay? It's just like if you work at a regular job and they decide to ask you to donate to the United Way. Well, guess what, folks? I was a gold giver for United Way. And there's a Bible saying, God loves a cheerful giver. Well, this is a perfect example of it. So, somebody who I thought really cared about the boxing arena would be more than happy to support the Jose Salaman Fund, because it's not just fluff, it is actually helping boxers. It's a fund to help out boxers. And we all know, and I'm sure Terence Bud Crawford knows of some boxers that can use this help. I can name a few off the top of my head too. And that should get the help. This fund is outstanding. Then he talked about the 75,000, was administrative costs. I don't see a problem in 75,000 for administrative costs because he talked about the hotels. Well, guess what? Guess what? I got comped the hotel. How many times? Guess what? And you know how many times I've gotten comped the hotel? Countless times that I didn't have to pay for the flight or hotel. You know why? Because I'm a top salesperson, top performer in the company. And guess what? Me and Terence Bud Crawford have something in common. One of his friends is Warren Buffett, somebody I have personally met about 6 times. And if Terence Bud Crawford sees this and he asks Warren Buffett, hey, Warren Buffett, do you know a guy named Alford? He's the author of the book, Sell Your Little Heart Out. I guarantee you, Warren Buffett is going to know who I am. And why did I bring up Warren Buffett? Well, Warren Buffett would not ruin his reputation over $300,000. And on top of that, Warren Buffett would not tell you not to pay this when you have to, and you should, if you're Terence Bud Crawford, do a rematch with Canelo. You should welcome that, because unless something changes radically, if Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo rematch based on the first fight, Terence Bud Crawford beat him soundly. So if I'm Terence Bud Crawford, I'm welcoming a second fight, because Mauricio Saliman said that he made in the neighborhood of $50 million, in the neighborhood of 50 million. Okay. Remember that number, 50 million. You should want to fight Canelo for a second fight where you're going to have to deal with Mauricio another time, because you're going to get a pay increase. If it's allegedly $50 million, you're going to get a pay increase. So why would you want to cause beef with someone that's approving a fight with you that you made $50 million for? And $300,000, let's do the math. You see, folks, this is why you have to do a quick Google search and do research. You know why? Because you discover things. And let me explain this to you too. Okay. This is what it is. Let me go ahead and discuss this a little more, unpack this even more. Okay. Let's even take a lower number. Mauricio said he made approximately in the neighborhood of $50 million. I'm going to go ahead and not use that number of 50 million. I'm going to say he made in the neighborhood of 25 million, half of what was alleged that he made. So let's say he allegedly made $25 million for this fight. After Uncle Sam is paid, after your promoters paid, after your managers and trainers are paid, let's say you net $10 million. You net $10 million. 15 went away for expenses and taxes. Now you're left with $10 million. That's your net, not gross, net. If your net is $10 million, and again, I did this on $10 million. I didn't do this on the number of allegedly $50 million. $300,000 over $10 million that you made, and again, we're doing this $25 million. The amount is 3%. Okay? 3% of $300,000 of $10 million. That's $10 million net. So it's relative. Just as if you made $100,000, your percentage after netting $100,000, you got $100,000 in your pocket. That's the net after everything is paid. You'd have to only give $3,000 to make this entity happy who set up the fight or helped set up the fight for you to get $50 million. And you're refusing to pay them. And guess what? $225,000 of it is going to the fund to help out said boxers. Now, I know Terence Bud Crawford may not need the help, but I know boxers need the help. Boxing is a violent sport. It is a sport that I, quite frankly, wouldn't even want my son, Alan Jr., to even be involved in. It's violent. You don't know what can happen, like he said. So this fund is a great thing. You should want to contribute to it. Okay? It's just like if you're going to work and they ask you to donate to United Way or another fund similar to that. This is something that's verified hundreds of others. So, in conclusion, Terence Bud Crawford, who I consider today's GOAT in boxing, GOAT, is flat out wrong in this scenario. I know you went to Instagram and you did a rant and you went ahead and bamboozled the public, but you didn't bamboozle somebody who knows and has met Warren Buffett. You haven't bamboozled me. Not only did you ruin your rep for $300,000, this is a poor business decision. And you talk about, oh, it's just a belt. No, it's not just a belt. It's a fund that you're contributing to. The belt is just part of it. And the belt is not what you're paying $300,000 for. But you try to spin that in that video. No siree, Bob. You talk about hotel fees. If you bring in this amount of people to go ahead to an event, guess what? Most good businesses are going to comp you a suite. I've got comp suites, as I mentioned earlier. And not only that, you don't even have to be a top performer. Guess what? All you have to do is run a family reunion, which I've done. And guess what they've done? Ran a family reunion. They said, because you got over 30 rooms, Alan, we're going to comp you a suite. So he was talking about hotel. They stay in these fancy hotels. They might have stayed in a fancy hotel for free. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not a good point. And that's none of your concern or your business. And above all of this, which is ethically wrong that you didn't pay, not only do you deserve Mauricio Saliman an apology, you owe him 2 apologies. 2. 1 for not paying him, and 2 for trying to spin this on your platform as if he did something wrong to you. And on top of all of this, you agreed to this before the fight. You said, yes, I will do it. Yes, I will pay you your $300,000. Yes, I will pay you your $75,000 in administrative fees. Yes, I will pay you $225 for this fund. You agreed to it. A man is only as good as his word. A man is only as good as his word. Let me go a step further. Great information, Alan. It's inspiring to see how Jose Salaman Boxers Fund is helping fighters like Frida Wahlberg, Miguel Angel Perez, and Iron Barkley during the toughest times. Much respect for the work you're highlighting. Yes. When I see Mauricio Salaman, 2 things. I am going to personally invite him on the show and hope that he accepts my invitation. And 2, I will shake his hand for running this organization that is benefiting former boxers and current and up and coming. A man is only as good as his word. Look, you see this product right here? Let me just show it to you, folks. Let me show it to you. Okay? I'm going to do a review on the Xbot. Let me get you a good picture of it. Xbot Go. You expect to see this in about another week or so. I'm going to take it to my son's game, basketball game tomorrow, Alan Jr. This is a 360 tracking device, so I could track him while he's playing basketball, and we can watch the video later. But the reason why I bring this up is they sent me this, which is a $400 item, plus the tripod, which is another $100 item, based on my word that I would do the review and post it up on social media, YouTube specifically. I agreed to it, and that's why it's in my hand, and I'm going to bring it to the game tomorrow. A man is only as good as his word, and I'm glad to do the review, which I will post up, and let you guys see it. The Xbox Go, much respect and props to you. Thank you. And I will gladly do this review. A man is only as good as his word. If I don't keep my word on the Xbox 360, guess what? Yes, I owe them an apology. Yes, I do owe them an apology if I don't do it. Not only do I owe them an apology, I should send the item back and apologize. I'm not going to because I'm going to do the review. I'm bringing it to my son's game tomorrow. Game is in the morning. So, Terence Bud Crawford, what he did was give you a bunch of smoke screens. He thought about this, talked about that, sanction the fee this, sanction the fee that. It was all garbage and smoke screens. He didn't want to pay towards a fund that helps out former boxers to pay it forward. You know how much negativity boxing has? This is a gold star. I want Mauricio Saliman on my show. I want to talk to him. I want to meet him. I want to shake his hand. Because as a guy who does charity work, Terence Bud Crawford should be outright ashamed of himself. Ashamed of himself. Making allegedly, $50 million. And I did an estimate of lower than that, $25 million. And you're not going to pay towards a fund to pay it forward for boxers who are retired, who are hurt, who have cancer? $300,000. $225 is going to the fund. $75,000 is going to administrative costs, which is not unreasonable. It's all relative. You made in the neighborhood, as he said, $50 million. And I did an estimate of only $10 million net, $25 million. You blowing all that smoke. I did the research. I checked into it. I was neutral in this. Go ahead and ask Warren Buffett about Allen Alford. Go ahead and ask him about Sell Your Little Heart Out. Ask him and see what he says. He would tell you to pay that $300,000 and apologize. And I'm telling you to apologize twice to him for trying to hoodwink the public. And number two, for number one, not paying him. Number two, trying to hoodwink the public. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're Terence Bud Crawford. You are the GOAT of boxing. And I predicted Terence Bud Crawford to beat Canelo, which he did. I posted that up all over social media prior to the fight. I'm not a hater. I'm telling you right now, I checked into this. I did the research. I looked at both sides of it. Terence Bud Crawford is flat out wrong. And he should be ashamed of himself. You made a $50 million in the neighborhood, allegedly, of $50 million. Even if you didn't make 50, I did an estimate of 25. Half of it. Half of what's alleged. You should scratch a check, apologize twice, one for not paying, and two for trying to make it a spectacle of something that you should have kept private and trying to embarrass the WBC. Okay? I would agree with Terence Bud Crawford on absolutely nothing. The only thing that I would say with the WBC that I would say an FYI to when I did do the research is, unlike the WBO, there was no cap. The WBO did have a cap of $200,000. I would, as an FYI, and something that I would check into with WBC is maybe have a cap. I would suggest a cap on how much you could get on a fight. But outside of that, keep up the great work. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. Keep up the great work. This is outstanding fund that they're doing. And I, as a guy who does a lot of charitable work, helps out organizations, I was like very impressed with it. I mean, it's outstanding. And as Terence Bud Crawford, how much have you contributed to boxers who need help? And don't tell me you don't know any boxers that don't need help. Terence Bud Crawford, you got to pay. You got to pay up. You got to pay that bill. Absolutely. If I thought they were hoodwinking you, I'd be the first one to say it. But when I checked into this, now, you hoodwinking them. And you already did it already once because this is the second time you did it. And then I'm going to close this up on this. You have an opportunity to rematch Canelo. Canelo said he wants to rematch you. Well, guess what? If you allegedly made $50 million, on the next time you fight, you're going to make more allegedly than $50 million because you absolutely deserve a raise. And not only that, you're in the driver's seat at this point. They're going to have to, if they want to fight, if you want this, if you should welcome the fight, because unless anything changes, again, you don't come in focused, you don't come in prepared or anything like that, which I don't see happening. If you're Terence Bud Crawford, you should win this fight. But I will give a but in there. Because of you not paying this and you made this a spectacle, I do believe in karma. And I'm not so sure if you win this fight as easy as you should because of this, because you didn't do right. God loves a cheerful giver. This is spite and greed at its highest. There's a lot of Bible stories about that too, about greed. You know, the king says, you can watch this in Veggie Tales. Great for kids who want to learn about the Bible. There was a great Veggie Tales, props to Veggie Tales. King was in a tub, making a long story short, he's in a tub with a bunch of rubber duckies. He looks across the way and he sees somebody with one rubber ducky. The same as the one that he's in the bed in the big tub with. Same light, color, name, and image. All the same. He said, you know what? I got to have that rubber ducky. This is basically what Terence Crawford did. Greed. Ego and greed. That's what this is about. Ego and greed. I'm the man. I'm the boss. Now I'm doing it just, screw you over, basically. Here's the proof. Here you go. Here's the proof of it. 20% off for 1 day. Slap yourself. Basically, he's making fun of what he ranted about and him not paying. I got all the belts. It's not about the belt. It's about your integrity. It's about a man being as good as his word. You're not being as good as his word. And yes, you might be the GOAT, but I won't forget this. And so won't Mauricio Sulaimán. You stiffed them, and you stiffed them bad. And you should scratch them a check and apologize twice. And if you do pay them, give me the credit. Because I'm telling you right now, this is wrong. You flat out wrong. And I'm a Libra just like you are. I looked at both sides of the story. And you were flat out wrong. Pay the man and apologize twice. Props to Quasar Raza. Again, I'll read what he said. Great information, Alan. It's inspiring to see the Jose Sulaimán Boxers Fund is helping fighters like Frida Wahlberg, Miguel Angel Perez, and Iron Barkley during their toughest times. Much respect for the work you're highlighting. They are doing fantastic work. And it said, do a Google search on this. Hundreds of others. They're not just collecting money. That's why you got to do the research. You got to check into things. Props to Mauricio Sulaimán. Props to Jose Sulaimán Boxers Fund. Props to the WBC for what they're doing. Can't go on emotion. You got to check facts. Props. And shame on you, Terence Bud Crawford. Props also, again, to my good friend Antonio Tarver being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Props to Nigel Ben and Triple G. I got to give Antonio Tarver credit because he is my guy, my friend. Appreciate him. Definitely. And yeah, that is my guy, man. Yep. Appreciate him. Terence Bud Crawford, man, that's wrong. You wrong, man. You wrong. Did the research. Checked into it. And again, I didn't know all the workings of how it worked. I didn't know how it worked. So how did I do it? I checked into it. I did Google search more than what most of those people who were, yeah, man, yeah, Crawford, you'll get the man. Nah. I did the research. These people, you took away from these people. Frida Wahlberg received aid after severe brain injury ended her career. Miguel Angel Perez got financial support for illnesses for personal needs. Orion Barkley received help while battling cancer. Again, this is on Google, folks. Hundreds of others. Hundreds of others.
Assist fighters from many countries, including Nicaragua, Argentina, Thailand, China, Colombia, Spain, the Philippines. My mom's in the Philippines. Props to the Philippines. Mexico, the USA, continuing the legacy of former WC president Don Jose Salaman. Check into it. Check into it. Don't go in emotion. Yeah, man, sanctioning fees. Well, that's where this money is going to. When you donate, folks, you may not have $300,000 to donate, but you know what? You can do things a little differently. I was a gold giver for United Way. Proud to have been a gold giver to United Way. Yeah. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. It's disappointing. Shout out to Xbox Go. Shout out to Xbox Go. You're going to get your review tomorrow. I'm motivated more than anything to do it. A man is only as good as his word. A man is only as good as his word. And again, on top of everything, Terence Crawford agreed to it. You agreed to the terms. And now you want to, well, you know, those fees, man. Come on, man. Those fees, man. They send these fancy hotels. Come on. Really, dog? That's the argument you got? Bellagio, Paris, been to your hometown 6 times in that little airport. Been there, done that. Been to Omaha, Nebraska 6 times. And I'll end on this. You know how many times I had to pay for a hotel? Out of 6 times, 6 flights and everything? 1 night. 1 night. You know why I had to pay that 1 night? Because I had the day off. I was being comped to go for 4 days. And I said, well, since I got the day off, let me just spend the day in Nebraska because, you know, I haven't got a chance to really enjoy the city. I kind of go in and do a lot of things and I don't get a chance to enjoy it. I want to go there a day early. They said, Alan, we're not going to pay for that extra day that you're going there. I said, that's okay. I got it. No problem. I got it. I paid for 1 night and I stayed in a fancy hotel. Again, folks, if you want to stay in a fancy hotel, do a family reunion, you run it, you get 30-something rooms, they'll comp you a suite too. There's a business tip right there. Mauricio Salaman probably gets comped. He probably gets comped because he brings in all this business. Mauricio Salaman, I would love to have you on the show as a guest. Love to. Love to have you on the show as a guest. I'd be honored to. I would love to hear more about this Jose Salaman Boxes Fund. And I'm not joking. I'm being dead red serious. I'm going to reach out to you and see if you're interested in coming on the show. People need to know about this fund. They need to know more about it. Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work. Keep it up. A man is only as good as his word. And God loves a cheerful giver. Remember that. Let's move on. Let's move on, folks. Let's move on. All right. So what we got here. We're going to switch gears. That's what we're going to do. We're going to switch gears from the boxing news to the NFL. We're going to switch it. NFL. So let's talk about the NFL. Okay. All right. So let me start with that. It's kind of funny, but it's not. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys so you can go ahead and see it. Okay. Younghoe Koo. Something we haven't seen before happen in the NFL. That's why you always got to watch sports. He tried to kick a field goal and he didn't kick the ball. Now, what he did say is basically the ball was moving and he just aborted the kick, basically. He didn't want to kick it. You know, I have to agree with him. I mean, I still feel as if he should have kicked it and given it an attempt. But sometimes when you abort kicks, you practice that to abort a kick when the placement is not good. You kind of do that in the game. And that's what happened. He saw the ball moving
and he aborted the kick. Unfortunately for Young Ho Kim, it turned into this. It turned into social media stays undefeated. It does. You know, they make a meme out of you because it was moving. The ball was moving. And I can understand why he would want to abort the kick. I just think I just would have just, in that situation, you can never, it happened so fast. It could have just went sideways, and you know what? It would have been just a miss. You wouldn't have been made into a meme, unfortunately. This one here, it was like, oh my goodness. Any golfer has seen that right there. So that's what makes it funny. At some point, the great ones and the ones who just getting by putt there have seen that before. So the internet is undefeated. So unfortunately for Younghoe Koo, you are now a meme. I would have just, if during the game, just try to kick it. The hold was terrible. Let me just call for what it is. The hold wasn't the best. The hold was kind of, it wasn't a good hold at all. The ball was moving. He was shifting it around. And that's probably what he does when he's aborting kicks, is just don't kick it. Just don't kick it. We'll just reset and do it again. And I think the practice, muscle memory, that's what he did. So I don't think it was anything as far as, conspiracy and all that stuff. The way the ball was moved, if he would have kicked it, it would have been a miss. He wouldn't have made that kick. No way. No way. Ball was moving. He had a tough hold. And holding a ball for a field goal is not as easy as it looks. I know it looks easy in the pros, but it's not as easy as it looks. You got to catch it cleanly. You got to put it down. There's a lot of things that happen. You have to catch it cleanly, put it down, and you have to have, as what kickers want, the laces out, meaning the lace is not facing the kicker. You have to spin it, hold it. There's a lot that goes into it. Since they do it so many times in the NFL, it looks smooth and clean, but hiccups do happen. So, Younghoe Koo, props to you, man. I'm sorry that they made you into a meme. It wasn't these. This is just what I'm showing you that happened on the internet. But you know what? Props to you. Props to you. And let me go ahead and discuss the games. We got the games coming up and the Bucs. Let me show you some of the highlights of the Bucs here. You guys are awesome. Let me show you some of the highlights of the last Bucs game. Let me pull those up for you guys. Yeah. All right. We're doing great. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you tremendously. Here we go. All right. Yeah. So let me see here. I'm gonna get those highlights pulled up for you here. I just want to double check something here. Okay. Yeah, the highlights, it didn't pull up here, but props to the Bucs. Props to the Bucs for coming out with a win. They needed to get a win. They got a win. Props to Assist Sports. I was calling the game live on Assist Sports. This is a game they needed to win, and they need to keep winning. They need to also go ahead and try to pull out a couple of one of the, winning teams that they kind of struggle with this year. They have to pull one or two out for that. But it was really great to have Bucky Irvin back there. It does show you that one man can make a difference. He was balling out. He was doing his thing, getting yards, and where it counted. Let me see here if I could try it again, if it'll come up here. Let me see here. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so let me see if I can pull it up again one more time and get this for you guys.
Okay, here we go. Ball. Hands it off to Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin gets to the outside. Gets it. Touchdown, Bucky Irvin. Let's go. Yes. Nice to have Bucky Irvin back. Let's go, Bucs. Touchdown, Bucky Irvin. Yes. Let's go. Yeah, that was one of the highlights there. You know, we had some more. We got some more coming. Bucky Irvin, man, he's doing his thing. There we go. Target. Ball's up in the air. Intercepted by the Bucs. Intercepted by the Bucs. Tipped. Intercept. Yes, let's go, Bucs. Let's go, Bucs. Tip. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys some more highlights here. And let me go ahead and see here. I have another one to show you guys. All right. Let me show you this one here. Hey. 3rd and goal. Baker Mayfield on the center. Let's see what they do here. 88's in motion. Kate Otten throws it off. Yes, touchdown Bucs. Touchdown Bucs. Let's go Bucs. Tristan Wirfs. Yes. Go Bucs. Let's go. Let's go Bucs. Yeah, that's awesome. Assist Sports, man. You guys are all that, man. I appreciate you guys. Oh, yes. Props to Tiffany Roderick. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Tiffany Roderick. So there we go. Man. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. So let me give you the predictions for this week. Let me pull those up for you guys. And we will go over this together here. Okay, so, oh man, it's already week 14. And the Lions and the Cowboys, which was Thursday night game, I did have the Lions to win that game, and they did. You know, Cowboys are doing better this year, but I wouldn't have picked them to beat the Lions. It's just the Lions are that good. So we have here the Seahawks and Falcons. Should be a very good game. I have the Seahawks winning. Commanders and the Vikings. I have the Vikings winning. Saints and the Bucs. We know who I got winning on that one. Go Bucs. Jets and the Dolphins. Let's take a look here. Jets and the Dolphins. Man, I got the Dolphins winning that one. Rams and Cardinals. Got the Rams. Texans and the Chiefs. I think the Texans are going to put up a really, really good fight, but I don't think they'll take out the Chiefs. So I got the Chiefs winning. Titans and the Browns. Should be a very good game. That's going to be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns came out and pulled out this win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns won this game. Colts and the Jags. We have the Colts. Bengals and the Bills. I have the Bills winning. Ravens and the Steelers. Should be a very good game. I have the Ravens winning. Broncos and the Raiders. I have the Broncos winning. Bears and Packers. I have the Packers winning. Eagles and Cardinals. Should be a very good game too. I have the Eagles winning. Should be a great weekend. And should be a lot of fun this weekend. So let's see here. We're switching gears. We're going to talk some UFL news. UFL news. That's right. Let me pull up here the press release, and I will go ahead and let you guys get that firsthand information there on the UFL news. This is awesome. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Yes. Okay. So, media alert here. The Dallas Renegades host Holiday Huddle at Toyota Stadium. Okay, and that is Sunday, this coming up Sunday from 12 to 3 at Toyota Stadium's Winners Club. This festive, family-friendly event marks a major milestone as the Renegades prepare for their inaugural season in Frisco.
and begin building the foundation for an exciting new era of football in North Texas. The event highlights the good stuff. Here we go. Select the seat tours. Renegades representatives will guide fans through Toyota Stadium to explore seat locations, premium areas, and a custom game day experience planned for the 2026 season. Holiday activities for all ages. Photos with Santa and his elves, elf face painter and balloon artist, Christmas card creation station sent to military members. Man, you guys need to plug in. It gets even better. Player autographs and meet and greets. UFL players. My guy, Luis Perez, the author. Let me stop right there. The author of The Spring King. Check out that book, The Spring King. I haven't read it. I have it already, and I have 2 copies actually. I have the digital version, and I have the hardcover version as well. I will pull that up in a moment. But yes, check it out, The Spring King. Awesome book. Make sure you guys don't forget to do that. The Spring King, Luis Perez. So let me continue forward on with the rest of the press release here. Chris Odom will quarterback Luis Perez and Chris Odom will participate in a complimentary autograph session. Oh man. Fans will also get to meet Billy the Bandit, the Renegades mascot. This is great. This is this Sunday, folks. Make sure you guys get over there. Complimentary treats, fresh popcorn, hot chocolate, coffee, water, and the Renegades themed sugar cookies. This is where it's at. Holiday ornament giveaway. A limited edition Dallas Renegades holiday ornament will be gifted to the first 100 fans who secure a new season ticket membership, 1 per account, and a current season ticket members, 1 per account. Appreciate you tremendously, UFL, for letting us know about this press release. You guys need to get plugged in, man. You guys need to get plugged in. This is awesome. Again, that is this Sunday, December 7th from 12 to 3 at Toyota Stadium Winners Club. Be there or be square. I would suggest you go, if you want more information, go to the UFL, click the Dallas Renegades, and you'll get more details there on it. But yes, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. In fact, let me pull up a screenshot of this for you guys so you see that I'm not, that's some great stuff there, that I am not just making stuff up. Okay. We don't make stuff up here at the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. We speak facts. So let me go ahead and show this to you guys. There we go. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me pull this up here for you guys so you can see it. There we go. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see it. Oops. There you go. Yep, there it is. Dallas Renegades hosts Holiday Huddle at Toyota Stadium. You guys need to be there. The Dallas Renegades invite media to cover the Renegades Holiday Huddle. Open house and select a seat event on Sunday, December 7th from 12 to 3 at Toyota Stadium Winners Club. That's awesome. I'll just read that real quick here. Once again, this festive, family-friendly event marks a major milestone as the Renegades prepare for the inaugural season in Frisco and begin building the foundation for an exciting new era of football in North Texas. Yes, event highlights, select the seat tours, holiday activities for all ages, player autographs, meet and greet, my guy Luis Perez, complimentary treats, ornament giveaways. Go there, be there. Appreciate you guys. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Make sure you go there and show up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me just go ahead and mention a couple of things. If you're just joining the show, props to my guy, Antonio Tarver, Triple G, Nigel Ben, all for being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Antonio Tarver, that's my guy. Really appreciate you, Antonio Tarver. Much props, well deserved to all three men. Definitely is fantastic. Appreciate my man all the way from Pakistan. Quasar Raza, 7:45 in the cool morning. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Always a pleasure, man. Great information, Alan. It's inspiring to see how Jose Salomon's Boxers Fund is helping fighters like Frida Wahlberg, Miguel Angel Perez, and Iron Barkley during the toughest times. Much respect for the work you're highlighting. I appreciate that tremendously. Appreciate that tremendously. Yes. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So, guys, I want to thank also my good guy here. Let me just remove this banner real quick. Thank you to songwriter Sam Scola and his wife, Mary. They are the songwriters for the music you hear on the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. All of the songs you could hear are available on YouTube and Spotify. Check it out. Make sure you check out, give them a follow, Sam Scola Songs. And guess what? We have an opportunity for you to meet the one and only Sam Scola Songs. That's right. We get you that inside information here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. There he is. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. That is awesome. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Definitely, that is wonderful. It is something that you guys should definitely do. But this is for deals only. Deals only, not spam. Please don't spam him. Deals only. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Appreciate your Sam Scola Songs. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you tremendously. And having said all of this, we're going to go ahead and ride on out here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk show. I will be calling the Bucs game, so definitely look out for that. The game time is at 1 o'clock Sunday. The Bucs versus Saints. Props to Assist Sports, live on Assist. Definitely appreciate them giving us that platform to call the game. Really appreciate Live on Assist. And let me, in fact, show up their logo while I'm here and do that as well. Appreciate them right there. Sis Sports. And let me pull up the other one. Sis Live or Sis Sports. There you go. And the website as well is liveonassist.com. Liveonassist.com. You can see me there during the Sunday game or, all social media platforms. There you go. Appreciate your Sis Sports. You guys are awesome. Awesome. And thank you so much for watching another wonderful episode. Thank you for all the chat messages. Thank you for all the love on social media there. League of Their Own in Tampa. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys tremendously. League of Their Own in Tampa. Let me go ahead and give them some props as well. Let me go ahead and do that before I roll on out of here. Yes. A League of Their Own, man. Man, that's awesome. League of Their Own in Tampa. And the nice thing with a League of Their Own in Tampa is that's another charitable cause they do. The nice thing with this organization, for those who don't know, League of Their Own in Tampa, if you have a child that has a disability or any physical handicap or anything of that nature, you can go ahead and enjoy and still play softball. It is a fantastic organization. I was honored to cover one of their events. let me, in fact, give you some more details on a league of their own in Tampa. And it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. In fact, let me show that to you. Let me pull this up for you guys so you guys can see it. So, you know what? Let me do that. I'm glad that they chimed in. Props to a league of their own. Appreciate you guys tremendously. In fact, let me do that right now. All right. Screen. Here we go. Okay. Let me read this to you guys so you can see it. Let me just pull this right back up. Okay. Just had it here on the screen. One moment, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Our mission at a league of our own in Tampa, our mission is to create a supportive, inclusive, and joy-filled baseball community where adults with unique abilities can thrive through the game we love. We foster confidence, friendship, and personal growth on and off the field. We are passionate about breaking barriers and redefining perceptions of what it means to live with a disability. Baseball becomes our common language, a way to celebrate individuality, teamwork, and perseverance. Every game is an opportunity for our players to shine, develop new skills, and embrace the excitement of competition in a fully accessible environment designed for success. Our coaches and volunteers are committed to empowering each athlete to discover their strengths, build independence, and feel the pride of belonging to something greater. Join us in championing adults with unique abilities as they step up to the plate, connect with their teammates, and experience the lifelong joy that baseball brings. Together, we're not just playing a game, we're changing lives and inspiring communities through the spirit of sportsmanship, inclusion, and love of the game. Awesome. And it does say athlete registration closed for this season. And oh man, I still have it on there. Special thanks to Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. He's a champion for our cause. Oh man, that melts my heart there, right there. I appreciate that. I have seen it before, but I haven't been to their website recently, and I didn't think they still had that up there. I appreciate that. That's touches to my heart. The sponsors, Dugout, thank you. Please check out our fabulous business and individuals that support us. So you can see this at their website at, ALOTO Tampa.org. Let me just make it bigger for you guys so you can see it. Yes, this is awesome. Awesome. Let me make that here bigger so you can see it. Make sure you go check out their website. Yes, indeed. Make sure you check out their website. Major props to a league of their own in Tampa. All right. We have it right here. There we go. Yep. There you go. That's their website. You can see all of that right there. Whoops. Okay. It's on there longer now. There you go. A league of their own in Tampa. Appreciate them, man, tremendously. Appreciate them tremendously. And it'll have all of the details I just read there. Props to that. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate this. That shout out there. Yes. So check out their website there. Make sure you don't forget to do that. And there's a website there. Once again, I'll put it back up here if it comes off the screen. That's a new feature they added where it's timed. Let me just. Yes, that's their website. Appreciate you guys tremendously. A League of Their Own in Tampa. If you do a Google search, you type in A League of Their Own in Tampa, you'll be able to find it that way as well. Let me turn that off there. League of Their Own in Tampa. If you do a League of Their Own in Tampa, a Google search. And that is the lesson for today. I'm going to end with that. Is that, you know what? Somebody gives a rant, somebody goes off, an athlete, whoever, before you respond in a comment, go ahead and do a quick Google search unless you already know a lot of information on it. Do that first because you will be surprised. You might change your opinion. Get the information first. Having said that, I really tremendously appreciate all of you. I mean, you have no idea. I really do. Thank you to A League of Their Own in Tampa, Tiffany Roderick, Quasar Raza, all from Pakistan. Appreciate you guys watching and listening. Appreciate to Xbox Go. I'm bringing this to my son's basketball game tomorrow, and I will review this, so keep an eye out for that. And props for them sending this Xbox Go. I will bring this. They also send the tripod that goes with this. Appreciate them doing that. I will do that review this weekend and work on the video and editing. So as I mentioned to them, full transparency at Alford Sports Talk Show. It's going to be about a 2-week or so turnaround, and I will have it up and ready. I want to make sure it looks really, really awesome. So yes, that is tomorrow. The game is tomorrow. I'm going to try out that AI tracking, let you guys see how it is. And that's a great item already because not only can I use it for my son's game, I could use it also for, other events that I do. A League of Their Own in Tampa and beyond. It's a cool thing. Really cool. I played around with it yet. I haven't taken it out to a game. This is going to be the first time when I take it out tomorrow to my son's basketball game. So having said that, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Really tremendously appreciate you all. Be blessed, be well, pay it forward, and God loves a cheerful giver. Be a great person in life, and it will help you tremendously. Be a blessing to others. Have a great weekend, guys. Really appreciate you. I will be on Assist Sports during the Bucs game, and then I'll be back here next Friday for the Alford Sports Talk Show, 8:30 p.m. CST, 9:30 p.m. EST. Have a great weekend. Thanks again, Sam Scholar Songs. And you guys be blessed, be well. Take care of yourself. Really appreciate you guys. And I will see you real soon before you know it. Take care now.
It's the end of the show. Let's thank all the fans before we go. It's the end of the show. The Allen and Sports Talk Radio Show. Thanking our special guest. Thanking our sponsor. It's the end of the show. Tune in again for next week's show. It's the end of the show. Thanking our host before we go. It's the end of the show.